Belgian circuit of Spa-Francorchamps is the scene of the 5th race in the Renault 5 GT Turbo Challenge. 4 exciting races so far, and a champion situation that keeps every participant on his toes. All drivers as sharp as they will ever be, prepared to tackle each other in a superb atmosphere. Laid out in the famous Ardennes, the Francorchamps circuit is one of the most beautiful tracks in the world. A demanding race course and a challenge to every race driver. Here, you're not only fighting other drivers, but above all, you're challenging yourself. More than 40 race drivers were prepared to conquer the tarmac in their Renault 5 GT Turbos, and that in a very true Belgian atmosphere. All drivers made it through practice to the grid after 2 days of training, and this time we will be taking a very special interest to Belgians Paul and Valentin Simon. So it's 30 seconds to go. Away they are for a 12-lap race. And it's Pierre-Alain Thibault taking the lead straight after the start. And look at Valentin Simons, in which car we are. The Renault 5 GT Turbo, the little yellow and purple car, takes second just in front of Eric Neve. Eric Neve keeps the foot flat down, but he doesn't make it. It's Valentin Simons second, Pierre-Alain Thibault in the lead, and it's Eric Neve in a very hard battle with Valentin Simons for second place. We're in Valentin's car, and now we're in the chopper. Look at this. It's Eric Neve on the right, and then the yellow car of Valentin Simons, and the one who breaks last will take second place. Pierre-Alain Thibault takes the lead, and here the pack comes. It's Thibault, it's Eric Neve, and it's Frans Verscheur. It's Frans Verscheur, car number 3, the Dutchman, who surprises Valentin Simons, taking third position. And there we are, John Postma's there as well, John Hogendoorn's there as well, in the tasking car, driving a good race. And here we are back again in Valentin Simons' car. Valentin needs a lot of arms muscles to drive his car round the corners and to keep the beasts in his back away from him. Oh dear, it's Hendrik Jan de Vries. Hendrik Jan de Vries has a problem with Bernard Denise. It's Denise that spins, and Hendrik Jan de Vries who rams him just midships very hard. He's out of luck, but he can continue the race. Valentin Simons then, battling very, very hard to try and find himself a way in front of Frans Verscheur, but he doesn't make it so far. It's Pierre-Alain Thibault in the lead. Eric Neve close behind him. Frans Verscheur in third and Valentin Simons in fourth position. And now it's up to Frans Verscheur in third place to try and keep up the pace that Eric Neve sets. Simons trying left, trying right. Chasing the pack very, very, very hard, but he has to. He has to. He knows this track very well. And look here, here we get the accident one more time. Hendrik Jan de Vries that rams Bernard Denise. It's a pity for Hendrik Jan de Vries. He was runner-up in the junior championship, but now again he is out of the race for the time being. We're back with Valentin Simons, still chasing Frans Verscheur very, very hard. Simons that's really fighting for third place. Although completely different persons, both Paul and Valentin Simons are living for the sport. They prepare their own cars and do their utmost to keep them in perfect shape. Paul is married to Monique, who's an experienced hairstylist and runs her own hair salon. Paul owns a self-service petrol station, which keeps him extremely busy. Valentin is in almost anything the opposite to brother Paul. The air conditioning technician still lives at home with his parents and leads a very quiet life. He loves being taken care of by his enthusiastic mother, who prepares his lunchbox and see that he arrives at work at the right time. Pierre-Alain Thibault still leading the pack. Eric Neve on his heels, Frans Verscheur in third position and Valentin Simons fourth. Then there's John Postma, Frank Caron and Jan Scholten, and these three are trying very, very hard. Sometimes maybe a bit too hard. What a beautiful style Thibault has. He's had a lot of experience, but in the Renault 5 GT Turbos he's performing extremely well. Eric Neve, for the first time in his life, trying to keep up the pace in his first and at the same time probably last Renault season, since he's going to work for Renault next year. Frans Verschuur then, chasing the pack very, very hard, and we're back again with Valentin Simons. 38 years, and he's so tough, it's just unbelievable. Very close to the guardrail, onto the straight, a fast left-hander, a fast right-hander. Trying to keep up is very, very, very difficult. You need to be very close to your opponent, trying to form a train. And oh dear, what's happening? It's John Scholten, who's doing his utmost to try and keep up with the pack, but oh dear, it's Paul Simons who's gone. It seems that Jan Scholten is losing the car in a very, very big way, and the victim is Paul Simons, one of the Simons brothers. He's jumped the car over the guardrail. Here we see Jan Scholten losing it. He's just too fast and can't keep the car under control. And there with the aero in a big cloud and dust of smoke is Paul Simons. Oh dear, what a pit.
Hij wou veel te hard rijden. En ik kon het helemaal niet aan. Ik voelde het ook. Maar ik kwam hem voorbij steken. Ik reed overal over de borduur. En al die toestanden kwamen op de baan. En hier op de radion ook gingen vol in de vangrij. En die kiezel rolde over de auto uit. En ik heb even van het gas gegaan en dan met die kiezel ben ik helemaal dwars gegaan. En ik val op de vangrij. En daarover. En het liedje was uit.
So, the race was stopped for the ever so active organisers to clear the track. And there they are again for a restart for the original length of 12 laps. A second race for the same price, double value for viewers and spectators, and short seconds they have in Belgium. Off they are. Oh dear, a bit of a problem there for one of the Tuscan cars. And what a sensation. It's Eric Neve who takes the lead. He's just in front of Valentin Simons. And there he goes. Simons takes the lead in the second heat or the second race. Look at his window wipers. They're straight on the screen to take as least wind resistance as one can get. Valentin Simons now leading the pack just in front of Eric Neve. But where is Pierre-Alain Thibault, the leader of the first race? He is in third position. Frans Verschuur is fourth. And there again, John Posma and Frank Caron and Raymond Coronel are there, next to each other now. On this beautiful laid-out circuit, cars trying to hold off each other. And even in the back of the race, everybody's doing his utmost. There is Henrik Jan de Vries again, and there's also Raymond Coronel, who's got a problem. Raymond Coronel, the dentist from Wormerveer in Holland, he's one of the most spectacular drivers in the field. He spun it and drops back to 17th position. That, however, shouldn't be a problem. He's got a lot of experience. He knows what he's doing, and he should be able to keep up. Valentin Simons in the lead. What a beautiful race he is driving. Simons, who has an enormous amount of experience. This should be his 260th race. He's driven at Francorchamps very many times, so he knows what he's doing. But look at Pierre-Alain Thibault. He's trying it left, right and centre. But it's quite clear that Valentin is an ace on wheels. Paul is an ace on wheels as well. As a lot of Belgians, he enjoys bicycle racing very much. It keeps him relaxed and fit, and able to think of something else from time to time. Valentin loves water. Swimming is his favourite hobby. He enjoys a regular trip to the local pool. It's good for the muscles, and the only tools you need are a pair of simple goggles. A softie? No way. He's a tough cookie to handle, Valentin Simons, now in the lead, just in front of Eric Neve and Pierre-Alain Thibault. But you can be sure Thibault, the young guy from Brussels, will be chasing the pack, and he will be trying to take the lead here as well, as he's done so many times before this season. This is the 5th race of the season, and so far he has an advance of 7 points to Jep Coronel in the championship. But still, Valentin Simons, he's very eager to take a win here in Francorchamps, which isn't too far from Thüringen in Zolder, where he lives. The pack is chasing them though, and they're not away from it so far. Valentin Simons still in the lead in front of Pierre-Alain Thibault and Eric Neve now in third, and there Guido Knies, who has to abandon the race. He's got a technical problem. Simons still leading the race through the chicane that the Belgians call bus stop at this beautiful Francorchamps circuit. Very tough on drivers, much shorter than it used to be, but still as beautiful. Look at all these Renault 5s, very, very competitive, very close to each other. And even at the rear of the field, everybody is fighting it out as worried for first place. Here the chicane from the air, out of the helicopter. Valentin Simons going onto the straight in first position. Eric Neve trying for second, but still Pierre-Alain Thibault, who sticks to second place as if he was glued to the tarmac. Eric Neve tries to follow. He does it very, very well. And there Valentin Simons, fast left-hander, fast right-hander. Pierre-Alain Thibault, Eric Neve, Frans Verschuur, Frank Caron, John Postma, Claude Vertijn, who drives a good race, Jip Coronel, who's always there, Bruno Giovanni, Leen de Groot, Michel Duquesnoy, Bernard Denise, who stopped, and there is Tom. Pierre-Alain Thibault chasing Valentin Simons now very hard. The cars are next to each other. It's Valentin Simons who still has the lead. But oh dear, Pierre-Alain Thibault is really pushing extremely hard. He tries left, he tries right, looking for a gap to jump into. Very next and very close to each other. Valentin keeps the door closed. Pierre-Alain Thibault has to take the longer line, but there he goes. Valentin gives room. In spite of his fighting spirit, he's not the type of guy that blocks another driver just for the sake of holding him up. No, he is the sporty type, but he will be chasing him.
Hele sympathieke jongens. Die zijn niet zo, ze vertellen je, ze houden niet hun geheimen bij zich. Ze zeggen gewoon precies hoe de baan is. Alles wat je vraagt, antwoorden ze op. Het zijn echt hele sympathieke jongens.
Sincèrement, est très propre sur la piste. Pour le reste, ils ont aussi l'air d'aller très très vite. Ce sont des gens qui je connais très peu parce qu'ils travaillent beaucoup sur la voiture, ils se promènent pas beaucoup dans le paddock.
Frères Simon sont des gens extrêmement sympathiques, très gais à côtoyer dans les paddocks, et en plus ils sont extrêmement corrects sur la piste. J'ai eu l'occasion de rouler avec eux et même très près d'eux, et ça a toujours été très correct et très très gai.
So it's Thibault in the lead, just in front of Valentin Simons, who doesn't give up. He never gives up. Eric Neve, Frans Verschuur. Those are the first four. And then there's Frank Caron, John Postma, Claude Vertijn, Jip Coronel, Bruno Giovanni, Leen de Groot, Michel Duquesnoy. And what a good race Raymond Coronel is driving. He really drives a sensational race, pushing his Unigarant car through the field. Started from 17th position after his spin, but really chasing the pack now. Valentin Simons still in second place, but as I said before, he won't give up. He never gives up. And Pierre-Alain Thibault is good. He is really good. Going straight over the curbs, using the full width of the track, trying to save his tires at the same time, because that is important. If you end up having flat spots on your tire, your car is out of balance, you got a problem. Valentin Simons trying to get up as close as he can, because being in the vacuum of the car in front of you helps you. It helps you very much. And then going for it. Does he? No, he doesn't. He really trying to pull the nerves of Pierre-Alain Thibault, and look at the rear wheels. Coming out of almost every corner, they lift the rear wheels of the little Renault 5 GT Turbo cars. Cars that can do over 200 kilometers per hour on the straight and have more than 120 horses on board. Here they come, Pierre-Alain Thibault, Valentin Simons, Eric Neve still in third, Frans Verschuur in fourth, Frank Caron, John Postma, Claude Vertijn and Jip Coronel, the smaller of the two Coronels, but the most aggressive one, that's for sure. Valentin Simons, and look here, very, very close. Try to form a train because it makes you faster, the two of you. And then the first car pulls away, and it's obvious Pierre-Alain Thibault has some more horses on board. Jip Coronel now fighting it out with Bruno Giovanni, Leen de Groot, and Michel Duquesnoy is trying to keep up the pace for 7th and for 8th place. Valentin Simons very close in the back of Pierre-Alain Thibault. Eric Neve can't keep up because there's a small gap between car number 4 and car number 18 on second and third place. And look at the rear wheels. Far off the ground. Both drivers trying to stay on the tarmac because going over the curb nearly cost it seconds. Up, the wheel goes up. The screaming of the Michelin tyres, who have a fabulous road holding. All cars have equal tyres. In fact, all cars are very equal. It looks as if Pierre-Alain Thibault now pulls out just a little, but with Valentin Simons, you never know. He might have an extra card in his sleeve. Here's Eric Neve in third. Very good for a driver who has not very much racing experience, chased by Frans Verschuur, one of the talents in Renault 5 GT Turbo racing. Here he is, Eric Neve and Frans Verschuur. And look at those rear wheels, it's incredible. Almost 10 centimeters up. And we have a look at Tom Meilink. Tom Meilink, who's runner-up in the Junior Cup. He's performing very well, being in 10th position right now. It's the individual driving skill that counts most in this class. You need to concentrate all the way, since even the smaller mistakes are unforgivable. The Renault 5 GT Turbo is a very powerful and reliable car. Through the turbo, it produces more than enough horses to be a handful for its driver. Small tuning and adjusting help a little, but the regulations are tight, and illegal tuning is punished with exclusion. With all that power, you need good and strong anchors. Well, there they are. All the Renault 5s are basically equal. It keeps the cost down and makes the race class available to a lot of enthusiastic younger drivers. What fighting is going on? No change of positions. It's still Pierre-Alain Thibault in the lead, in front of Valentin Simons, Eric Neve and Frans Verschuur. And all these four are driving a terrific race. It's difficult. The Francorchamps circuit is extremely difficult for both Renault 5s and Formula 1s and sports cars. But it's a beautiful track. Not only for the drivers to race, but also for the spectators to view. Here in La Sousse, it's the hairpin. And you can see on the back the Formula 1 pits, and then going down on the straight, a fast left-hander and a fast right-hander. Frank Caron, John Posma, Claude Watain, who's doing really surprisingly well. Yip Coronel, very aggressive, fighting it out. And there, Valentin Simons, on the straight, very close to the guardrail, out of the wind, trying to surprise Pierre-Alain Thibault, but he doesn't succeed. But he doesn't give up. Another newcomer that starts to perform very well is Dutchman Leen de Groot. He's an ex-Dutch and Benelux go-kart champion. He's only 20 years of age, and he's got a lot of courage and car control. Leen de Groot, remember the name. The car mechanic seems not afraid at all to start the battle with, for instance, Yip Coronel. Yip Coronel, who's trying to outbrake him here and there. And there, Frans Verschuur. Frans Verschuur passing Eric Neve. Finally, he's come to the leading pack. Frans Verschuur has tried his utmost to keep up with Pierre-Alain Thibault and Valentin Simons. He didn't succeed in the first part of the race, but now he's there. He's in third place in front of Eric Neve. But will Valentin Simons succeed? Will he be able to catch up with Pierre-Alain Thibault? Will Frans Verschuur, who now has approximately 80 meters... Oh dear, that was Eric Neve. Eric Neve is out of the race, and that is then probably the reason why Frans Verschuur has come up to third place. Valentin Simons, he's trying his utmost. He's driving as clean as he possibly can. Don't take curbs, because driving clean gives speed in these Renault 5 turbo cars. And there, Raymond Coronel in the Unigarant car, as well as John Hogendoorn in the nieuwe Revue car, have to give up. Oh dear. So what did the Simons brothers think of each other?
Hij komt niet zo naar buiten, Valentin. Hij is een beetje meer teruggetrokken. En dat heb ik altijd opgevangen voor hem. En dan in de race vind ik hem zelf bikkelhard. Dat is een contrast dat je met Valentin hebt. En ik zie het graag een beetje anders, maar je kan het niet meer veranderen.
Ik vind dat hij het heel goed doet, omdat hij eigenlijk toch nog geen heel veel ervaring heeft. Het is te zeggen, we hebben wel veel 24 uur gereden. Maar dus de sprintwedstrijden, typische sprintwedstrijden, wat dit eigenlijk toch is, de Renault Cup. Dat heeft hij nooit gedaan en ik sta eigenlijk verrast van hem.
Still chasing each other, Valentin Simons and Pierre-Alain Thibault. Simons is a very experienced racer. I mean, he drove almost anything on wheels during the past 11 years. He started in single-seaters like the Formula Ford, but thought more of having a roof over his head. Touring cars have become his speciality. As I said before, this could well be his 260th race. It's incredible. Thibault, he's being chased, you can see it. The wheels go up and down, he's bouncing from curb to curb, and that's not his usual style. Valentin Simons is really pressing very, very hard to try to take over the lead. Maybe he'll try it here, at the entrance of La Sousse, the hairpin just before the straight. And we can see that Frans Verscheur has to give up some meters every lap, and that Valentin Simons is taking the line very wide. He is in a hurry, that's one thing that's for sure. The pack, Pierre-Alain Thibault, Valentin Simons, Frans Verscheur, John Posma, Claude Vatijn, Jip Coronel, Bruno Giovanni, Leen de Groot, Michel de Cournois, and then Tom Meiling. That's Frans Verscheur. He's got to drive as clean as possible to keep up the pace, to try and close the gap between himself and Valentin Simons. But will he succeed? Oh, with his eco cars, it's very, very, very difficult to come close. Frans Verscheur is very determined. Verscheur, who loves helicopter flying, likes many of his illustrious Formula One colleagues, like Martin Brundle and Nigel Mansell, for instance. No, Verscheur is good. He'll get there one day or the other. But Pierre-Alain Thibault is the top. He's the absolute top of Renault 5 GT Turbo racing. And Valentin Simons is very close. He keeps close on his heels. Look at the rear wheels, all the way up from both cars, and that means that they are really in a hurry. It's tough work. It's very hard work. Physically, you have to be very, very fit to drive a race like this. 12 laps on full concentration on the very difficult Francorchamps circuit. It's close to Spa, and it's absolutely beautiful. What an exciting race this is. Again, the fifth race in the Renault 5 GT Turbo Championship. It's Pierre-Alain Thibault leading the pack. Then Valentin Simons, Frans Verscheur, John Posma, Claude Vatijn, the ever so strong fighting Jip Coronel, Bruno Giovanni, Leen de Groot, Michel Duquesnoy, Bernard Denise and Tom Meiling. But it doesn't look as if Thibault is going to give away the lead to Valentin Simons. It looks very much as if Valentin Simons is stuck to second place. Fighting in the back, Jip Coronel and Bruno Giovanni. Simons trying it one more time, but it's Pierre-Alain Thibault that can celebrate another victory, leading the race and the championship. Valentin Simons comes in at second spot, and it is Frans Verscheur who takes third.
Ouais, super. Ça a été dur parce que Valentin, il en mange.
We're only halfway this season. There's a lot of exciting racing to follow.